All right, take two already. That was quick. 2 minutes and a few seconds. So that was pleasant. Unbelievable. So, all right, we're going to try this again. Yeah, two minutes and like 30 seconds or some craziness like that. So again, um, just playing games with YouTube like always. Unbelievable. I guess we're not allowed to talk about the president in a positive manner. I bet if I got on here and railed and went crazy and said all kinds of negative stuff about the president, my stream would be perfect. It would never be interrupted. So 2 minutes and 40 seconds, Asif. Okay, I know it was like 2:38. I think is what it said on mine. So, but yeah, I was talking about the president and not in a negative way. But anyway, again, if we get interrupted again, guys, please just bear with me. I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. I promise. Okay. But again, so I was talking about this just unbelievable negative attack against our president through the media, right? And I want you guys to look back at the 8 years that we had under Obama. He was their golden boy. You never heard anything negative, and if you did, it was like a blip and it was gone. Like remember the gun? I think it was under Obama that the gun sales that happened in Mexico, that they were selling the guns to the cartels, supposedly trying to catch them, and one of those guns was used against an American. Yeah, you know that was absolutely swept right under the carpet. That just went away. Don't pay attention. Don't look at that. Yeah, Fast and Furious. Yep. And Trump can stand in front of a church with a Bible and he's vilified. Crazy. And now let's remember, okay, so of course, what's the media spin? They say, well, he tear gassed all those people so that he could go out and do that photo op in front of the church. Well, if I remember correctly, the day before, those so-called protesters tried to burn down that church. Okay. Unbelievable. So I wanted to talk about this a little bit too. Okay. With what is going on in the continued protest, I was actually out tonight and they were gathering in a town that I was in. It wasn't close to me. I was about an hour away. So that's why I didn't get home till like 6 o'clock. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to make a video and I got to get it up and I got to set up for the live stream. But anyway, in this town that I was in, they were getting ready for the next round of protests. Now, wait a minute. Didn't they get what they wanted? That the main cop, his charge has been upgraded to murder in the second, right? And they said that the other police officers on the scene are also going to be charged. Now, again, the media, Black Lives Matter, and those kind of organizations have made this a black and white thing. Realistically, what it is, I mean, let's be honest, it is a cop with an ego trip, a power trip, whatever the case may be, thinking he can do whatever he wants to do and it's okay. All right. That's what it came down to. And a person that was handcuffed, that was not resisting, that was laying on the ground. All right. That's what it came down to. The fact that the victim happened to be black and the police officer, out of the four cops there, the only white cop of those four, by the way, he happened to be the one doing it. Now, so first of all, I'm not jumping on the it was murder bandwagon. I absolutely will not do that. I don't think that this cop intentionally meant to kill that guy. Okay, what you need to understand. Okay, and I've talked to a lot of cops, and I've had interactions with them. The crap that they deal with on a daily basis. One of my moderators, okay, even was saying, because he's a prison guard, he was saying they'll say, oh, I can't breathe, or whatever they have to do to have you stop and let up so they can get up and fight again. Now, don't get me wrong. Floyd was not fighting at all. Not at all. That's not what I'm saying there. But what I'm saying is when you deal with a certain type of mentality, when you deal with a certain type of person constantly, and let's remember, let's take a look just for fun. Floyd was not a model citizen by any stretch of the imagination. Had a very long arrest record, okay? But again, the media, groups like Black Lives Matter, they want to make it about race. This was not about race. This was about a bad cop thinking he can continue to do whatever he's done throughout his whole career. He was disconnected from the whole thing. If you watch the video, he was absolutely disengaged completely. He just didn't care. So to say that it was murder, that he did it on purpose, I'm not buying it, okay? Another thing that I wanted to bring up really quickly that I just saw. So here, and this is what kills me. This is the age of what we're in, okay? This is the age we're in now. So Drew Brees goes out publicly and says, it's still very disrespectful to kneel for the national anthem. I don't agree with that. I think that it's wrong, blah, 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 right? Is vilified by people like LeBron James and all these type of people, right? So he reverses course, gets on there and apologizes. Never should have apologized. But again, I realize he's got to play the game. It's also another huge game, okay? The race relations in this country, are there people that hate white people? Yes, there are. Are there people that hate black people? Yes, there are. And they're in all colors, okay? It's unfortunate. It happens. But we have come so far in this country for people to, I'm going to tell you, and I've talked about this before, and I'm going to say this again. When I went to nursing school, now this is going back, I graduated nursing school in 1994, okay? So I went to it was the city school district. It was down in Rochester, New York. The place we did our classes was at the Family Learning Center on St. Paul Street. Now, St. Paul Street had a lot of low-income stuff. It was not in the nicest neighborhood. We were the only professional people in that building. I had people in my class, I heard the conversation myself, otherwise I couldn't say it was true. One black student says to another black student, you need to get downtown. You need to go to this office because they're going to give you $2,000 to go into school just because you're black. Okay, hold on a second. Hey, Prepper Chris 1, where's BLM? When the black cop got shot to death, they're making more racist acting like this. Yeah, right. They're acting more racist than act. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Thank you very much for the donation too. By the way, I do appreciate that. So they were able to get an extra $2,000 just for the simple fact that they were of color. Okay. Now myself, I had to take out student loans, didn't get nothing for free. Okay. Worked part-time while I was going to school. I mean, it was crazy, absolutely crazy. So the advantages that are out there for black people are unbelievable. Hey, Vanessa Doe, it all goes back to don't be a victim mentality. Exactly. And unfortunately, thank you very much for that comment, and thank you very much for the donation as well. You're right. It all goes back to my don't be a victim mentality. You have so many people right now playing victim. I'm a victim. Oh, poor me. Ridiculous, okay? A bad thing happened to a human being that should have never, ever happened. No human being should have been treated that way. And I will say that all day long. I'm not ever going to make that about a race thing because it was not about a race thing. It was about a power-tripping cop that thinks he could do whatever he wants to do. And the individual, what happened to him was terrible. But it was not about race. They didn't say... So think about it. So 4 cops, an Hispanic, a black, an Asian, and a white cop all get together and say, hey, let's go kill a black dude tonight. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Now, listen, it happened. It's unfortunate. They're going to pay. So why are we still having these violent protests? Why are people still doing what they're doing? It doesn't make any kind of sense. It's not about Floyd. It's not about that. I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that. Hey, Prepper Chris 1, old saying, one bad apple spoils the barrel protest. Yeah, exactly. And it just takes a few people and to spoil it for everybody. And thank you again for the donation. I do appreciate that. Man defending his store in Texas, beat up by rioters, dead, no one reporting. Exactly, Annette Boyle. There was a lady in Rochester. Here's another great, and this makes it out, okay? Couple in Rochester, all right? They're trying to protect their store. Little lady, not, older, I believe, as well. And South Cowgirl 504. Is this the topic? No, I'm going off on the rails. Like that's what I do. We'll circle back to topic. I promise. But so you had this couple in Rochester, and the lady did use the N-word, and she was beaten by 3 men. Little tiny lady beaten by 3 men. I believe her and her husband were beaten with 2x4s. Okay. Where's the justice for that? And then we had a local news radio host said on the radio, did not use the word. From what I heard, because I did not hear it, but from what I heard, she said those 3 definitely fit the definition of the N-word. Okay, because anybody that would attack unarmed little old lady, that's horrible. But you're not hearing anything about that. You're not hearing the outcry about that. Nobody's burning down towns and protesting because of that, are they? No. All right. There's an agenda out there. Okay. So my buddy of mine lives in Washington, D.C. So he calls me the other day, and it was funny because I was thinking about him. Okay. And I was like, I got to give him a call and see how things are going for him. So the one night, this is Washington, D.C., right? So this is why Trump called out the National Guard and was calling out the troops. So the one night, the gangs, very organized, went and hit every pharmaceutical store in the Washington area. Looted, stole all the pills, and did all that type of stuff, right? The next night, they hit all the liquor stores. Were they doing that for Floyd, do you think? Opportunistic individuals taking advantage. And that was not out-of-town people. I mean, I know that that's like the convenient excuse that it was all outside agitators. Well, it's not all. I mean, don't get me wrong. Could there be some outside agitators? Absolutely. But it's not all outside agitators. Those were not all the people that were looting. And I'm going to tell you what. It was black people. It was white people. It was Hispanic people. People are opportunistic. If they get that opportunity, they're going to do what they're going to do. Okay? But it's just... this has been blown way out of proportion as far as these riots go. That solves nothing. Riots solve nothing. And they're lucky people like me didn't have a store that I was guarding my store with a weapon. Because I'll tell you what, there would have been a whole bunch of them they'd have been picking up in body bags. Because there's no way I would have allowed it to happen. I don't know if you saw the different people that were armed in the different stores standing in front of the stores. Those places did not get looted. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing. So the agent provocateurs are being paid for. Never let a good crisis go to waste. Yep. Boring Mammy. The entire Buffalo emergency response team just resigned. Total anarchy is coming. Hold on a second. I want to read the rest of this. What's your thoughts on this? Soon all cops will be doing this. You know, all the cops are being vilified. Thank you very much, first of all, for the donation, and thank you very much for that comment. I know Buffalo is going nuts, too. The town where my sister lives in Batavia, New York, they were doing protests tonight as well. And she does not live in a white neighborhood. She lives in a black neighborhood. So they were concerned as well. And that's why Mom is here tonight. They are planning on coming back tomorrow because Mike said, if somebody comes in and tries to do anything here, I'm going to defend my home, which he has every right to do. And you know what? I'm going to tell you exactly what I told him. I said, Mike, don't shoot one off in the air. Don't shoot one, over their heads. I said, aim center mass and start putting them down, because that's the only way you stop stupidity. When you got that crazy mentality going, and it's just, and now I don't know if you guys saw this. They're trying to pass a bill in the House. I think it was the House that started this. They want to ban everybody from being able to have body armor. Isn't that amazing? It just never stops. Hold on a second. I want to. Carol W. said, Ed, what do you think of the report that the LA wants to defund the police? Absolute craziness. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to tell you what. These same people that are looting, that are saying F the police and killed all the police and all this nonsense, all those type of people, they're the first ones to call the police if they need somebody for help. Let the lead do the talking. Yeah, exactly, Asif. Absolutely. You have a right to defend your home. You absolutely have a right to defend your home. And if somebody's trying to do stupid stuff, they're going to get what they get. Again, do you see looting happening out in the country? Do you see looting happening out here? No, you don't. Today was just another normal day. Okay, it's just these politicians are letting this happening. They want it to happen. Also, think about this. So, what happened just before this incident happened? Right. This, and I'm having a real hard time not believing it wasn't staged to some degree because none of it makes any sense. None of it makes sense. If you watch all the videos, none of it makes sense. The only time you're laying on somebody with 3 cops laying on somebody is when they're resisting and they're fighting. He was not resisting. He was not fighting. So none of that makes sense. They knew they were being recorded. Okay. Again, none of it makes sense. But anyway, so what happened just before all this happened? Well, all these governors opened up their prison doors and let all these prisoners out of the jails because, heaven forbid that they would catch the coronavirus. So now you have all these hoodlum criminals out there on the streets just in time for the chaos. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Like I said, everything is very, very negative. Everything is negative against the president. If they did that to Obama, they would have screamed racism from the hills. They would have gone ballistic. And let's remember something. What did Obama in 8 years, what did Obama do for black people? Is Chicago a thriving city? Is it fantastic now? Is Baltimore great and wonderful? Washington, D.C., is that a great city now? They're all doing fantastic. All the people of color are just doing great because of all the great things Obama did for them? No. He did nothing. He did nothing for them. Hey, Carlos Parker. Most pressers seem to be bored kids. Yeah, you know what? And it's a mix of kids too. It's not like, it's not just black kids. It's a whole mix of young people, and the whole younger generation like that. They have zero respect. They have no respect. I mean, they were burning everybody's stuff down. So, is this a Trump rally? No, it's not a Trump rally. I'm making a statement of fact. This is not pro-Trump. This is not negative Trump. This is facts. If the same stuff had been done to Obama that has been done to the president, people would have lost their minds. I see, what are we at, 881 in the chat, guys? We got 238 thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to do that, please, to show support for the channel. And it also helps with the algorithms and stuff, too. So thank you ahead of time. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Please hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Hey, Hunter Davis, order my body armor because if the government says I don't need it, I'm going to need it. Yeah, Floyd was a sacrificial lamb. Pay attention. We're being played. I agree with you 100%. We're absolutely being played. This is hyped up by the media. It gets people all stirred up. You got to remember, too, what's been going on. Everybody's been locked down. Everybody's been isolating and stuff like that. And now you have this absolute lunacy. Have you seen the Decline movie? I have not seen that movie, no. But I'm telling you what, guys, we're definitely being played. The media is very, very biased. If you can tell me the media is not biased, I'll eat my hat. Because you know what? I've never seen the country so divided as it is now. I mean, just the galvanization of hatred is unbelievable. And like I said, if this was done to the previous president, we would have had uprising and riot like crazy if that had been done to him. And that's the truth. I mean, that's absolutely the truth. Black cop gets shot to death defending friend store. Your whole thing with BLM is Black Lives Matter. Hold on a second. Guess if you're a black cop, they don't mean you. Yeah, right, Prepper Chris 1, exactly. It's insanity. It's insanity. Are we in Oz? It seems like it. The insanity out there is just absolutely crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. Like I said, I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. Nose picking, 75-year-old Buffalo man shoved to the ground by police, cracked his head open, and they walked on while he was bleeding. Wow, I did not see. Like I said, I'm sure there's example after example after example. Thank you for the donation and thank you for that statement. I did not hear that one, but that doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't surprise me at all. You know, plan anarchy for world government and police state. That was John just said that. Yeah, you know, it's very sad, to be honest with you. Well, oh, I know. I like this. Follower of Jay just made a great comment. So hold on, I want to read this real quick. Hold on, let me get back to that. Where is it? He goes, Ed, why are most of the BLM protesters 20-something white kids? That's a great question. I just thought that was amazing. JJ says $45 an hour for aggravator position listed on Craigslist. Wow. Let's see. We got Kaylee Rogers. Thoughts on COVID-19 now compared to 2 months ago? We're going to talk about that in a second because I wanted to share something with you on that. Donna Smith. I want to thank you for the donation too, by the way. Hey, Ed, Buffalo police pushed a 75-year-old white man. He fell backwards, hit his head on the sidewalk, was bleeding from the head. Wrong is wrong. Don't care what color you are. You know what? I couldn't agree with you more. Police brutality has been going on for a long time. They don't just focus on one group or demographic of people. They equally hate everybody. Trust me. You know, and again, not all cops are bad. I'm going to say that over and over and over again because I don't believe that all cops are bad. All right, there are bad cops out there. I absolutely agree with that 100%. There absolutely is. Okay, I have taken care of, I've taken care of a state trooper's daughter in my time working as a nurse. Had a lot of interactions with the police on both sides, good side and the bad side. But again, it's like, if you, and it's like when I say be polite, be respectful, then I'm just being a compliant individual, which is bullcrap. It means I don't want to go to jail. Hey, Prepper Chris 1, you think protests are bad? Wait till the citizens wake up. Yeah, I hear you. If things continue to get worse and worse and worse, it's going to be very, very bad. Hey, Gigi, rioting would end if we just brought back TV, NFL, NBA games, etc. Rome built the Colosseums to placate the masses. Looks like everything is planned out very well for chaos. You know what? And I can't disagree with you. It's absolutely crazy. People need to be distracted. That's what they need. So thank you very much for that donation as well. Let's see. Chandler Simpson. Let's see. I feel like the ones that rule the country are trying to divide us, but why? Oh, hold on. What exactly are they trying to do? Even if they have control of us, why would they want so much control? Right now, it's nothing but chaos since the beginning of 2020. Chandler, that's a great question. Basically, leading up to this here stuff that's going on right now, Trump, in my opinion, and again, I don't vote, so don't jump on me as a pro-Trumper, okay? Up to this point, I think Trump was a shoo-in. Oh, and thank you so much for that donation as well. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Trump was a shoo-in. So they had to create chaos, anarchy, diversions to discredit him because the economy was doing okay. Unemployment was down. People were going to work. Everything was getting better. And then all of a sudden now we have COVID-19. Oh, and somebody had asked a question about this, and I definitely wanted to answer this question. I was looking today. Today, Florida had its highest reported new cases of COVID-19. Why is that, do you think? Let's think about that a second. Oh, yeah, they opened up the beaches. They opened up the beaches, and everybody was at the beach and getting together, and now you're seeing that spike starting to happen again. This is not going to stop, guys. It's not going to stop. As they open stuff up, it's just going to continue on and on and on. Like I said, the cops in Batavia, my niece, where she was, a friend of hers is dating a cop, and this cop told my niece's girlfriend that please stay home in their house, protect yourselves. It's going to get crazy this weekend. My niece said on her way to work the other day, she saw 5 different police within a 1.5-mile drive to her work, 5 different cop cars. Okay. She goes, there's like agencies, Uncle Eddie, she goes, that I have never even seen before. It's amping up. It's amping up. And then okay, so what is today? It's hot. Okay. And when it's hot, nobody wants to be inside anyway. Okay. So you add that into the mix and it's a recipe for disaster. And it's like, this is not about Floyd anymore. This is absolutely not about Floyd. These protesters are about destruction. They want justice for Floyd. They're going to get it. Let these people have their day in court. All right. They up the charges. Excuse me. They up the charges on the one cop, right? The second degree, right? What more do they want? What do they want? And again, why are you going to give in to whatever the mob wants? Why are you going to give in to that? That makes no sense. And again, and I've said it before and I will say it again, if the roles had been reversed, if it had been a white man on the ground and if it had been a black cop with his knee in his neck, none of this stuff would have ever happened. None of it would have ever happened. CCU nursing is starting to look like Agenda 21 to me. You know what? I hear you. It's definitely, somebody just said, peaceful demonstration today here in Toronto. North Shore Preparedness just said that. Prepper Chris 1, Ed, let's do 2019, skip 2020 and just go to 221, please. Yeah, I hear it's insane. Absolutely insane. Chandler Simpson, I want to read this comment, guys. Floyd's brother was on live TV begging people to stop what they're doing. Justice has been brought. Exactly. So there's no reason for this to continue except for the people that want to keep the anarchy going, So, and then we got that moron, and I'm sorry for all you, my Canadian brothers and sisters up there, your prime minister up there on one knee. I'd like to kick him right in his behind because I think he's an idiot as well. And he's all up there apologizing for stuff that he did in high school. He's an idiot. I'm sorry. Just not my cup of tea. Let's see. Prepper Chris 1, I'm going to find a hole, a deep one. Yeah, I don't blame you. What happens if there's an attack on the protest? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be interesting? If the looters were looting and the average citizen came in there and just kicked some butt. And I'm not talking beating them with sticks and stones, guys. I'm talking about going in there and taking care of business. Hey, Mountain Girl, just stopping by to hope all is well. I'm busy, lady, but my eyes are wide open. Keep prepping. I know you are. I know you've been getting your place ready up in the mountains, and I thank you so much for the donation as well. Keep getting that place ready. Rock and roll on that. Get as much stuff up there as you can because you're going to want to, do it as soon as you can. That's what my advice, guys, I'm telling you right now, with the insanity that I've been seeing, with all the silliness that's going on, continue to prep, continue to get ready. This thing is who knows what's going to happen next? Realistically, who knows what's going to happen next? I heard today, Mary Greeley News, I don't know if you guys watch her at all. She was talking about harmonic tremors in Yellowstone. Well, harmonic tremors is what happens just before an explosion. So wouldn't that be icing on the cake for 2020, wouldn't it? I hope not. But, again, I'm telling you right now, food shortages are coming. We're going to have major, major issues in this country, major, major issues. And not just in the United States, it's going to affect the whole world. With everything that's going on, I think we're in deep, deep trouble. And somebody had said Al Sharpton was encouraging it to continue. Well, yeah, because Al Sharpton is a race baiter. He's always been. That's how he's always made his money, stirring the pot up. Again, and then somebody brought this up on Facebook, and I brought this up on here. Ed, what do you think about Mark Cuban considering a run for president? I heard he was talking about that, but then he said he wasn't going to do it. So, again, why not have businessmen run this country? It's a business. It's a huge business. Why not have them run it? I don't have I don't really have an opinion on Mark Cuban one way or the other. Obviously, he's made a lot of money, but Terrence Parker Jr. said the economy is about to crash. You're exactly right. I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with that at all. Prepper Chris 1, maybe Mayhems met 2021, not 20. Oh, the Mayans meant 2021, not 2012. Backwards, maybe. Hey, you never know. No, I think they meant 2012 because they had their calendar was pretty much spot on. Donna Smith, my governor and mayor are removing monuments, Richmond, Virginia, capital of the Confederacy. You know what? I saw that, and I thought that is like the most ridiculous thing in the whole world right there as well. Thank you so much for that donation. I saw that they were doing it. Again, giving into the mob, okay? General Lee was a great general, okay? A great general. And so, there should be monuments to him. And now they're all of a sudden, and I love how the narrative gets changed. The Civil War was not about slavery. I'm going to put that out there because that's the truth, okay? The Civil War was about that they were, the North wanted, they were continuing to squeeze them in the South, and the South was like, they were had enough of it, and they wanted independence. They wanted to be their own unique thing. That's what started it, Down the road is when Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves all over, and, and what we're getting them to join up and that type of stuff. I mean, but, it's like all you hear, okay, if you're in the United States, all you hear, oh, we were slaves forever, whatever many years. There's slavery happening right now today, still, okay? White people, red people, black people, there are slaves today happening, Arab people. There's slavery going on right now as we speak. It happens all the time, okay? Bad people do bad things. Nobody should own anybody. Nobody should have slaves, okay? I own no slaves. I feel no guilt for anything because I had no part in anything. I was born in 1965, okay? So I had nothing to do with anything. And anybody alive had nothing to do with anything. Again, talked about a little bit earlier, that victim mentality. Boys and girls, it's time to pick yourself up by your bootstraps, get out there and make it happen. And there's nobody that can stop you but you. And I don't care what color you are. So as long as you continue to play the victim and feed right into what the Democrats want, because now realistically the Democrats, you're their slaves. You obviously go right there and you vote Democrat year after year after year, and nothing changes. Now, if something had changed in your neighborhoods and they got better, that'd be great. Here's a question, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be called racist for this, but I could care less. How come when blacks make up 14% of the population in the United States, but they make up 50% of the murders that are committed in this country, out of 14,000 murders a year, blacks are responsible for 7,000 of them, and most of those murders are black on black. So if black people truly cared about their own kind, as they say that they do, right? Black Lives Matter and all this stuff. Why aren't they in Chicago? Why aren't they making changes there? That would be a great place to start. The most heavily gun-controlled country or city in the country, the strictest gun laws, highest murder rate. Explain that one to me. The all-seeing cat, slavery never ended, was perfected. Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to tell you what, and I've said this a lot, guys, we're all slaves. All of us have been slaves. We've been slaves to the system. We've been slaves, and we had no idea we were slaves. We're told what we need to have, what we should buy. You got to have the latest this. You need the best car. You need to impress people because of this. All these type of things, okay? It's pushed out there constantly. But that's not the case. And when you wake up and realize, like people like myself that woke up and realized that I was being played, that I was a slave, and I said, I don't want to be a slave anymore. So I made changes in my life. Anybody can do it. Believe me, if I can do it, anybody can do it. We're gonna do a stream soon, and we're gonna talk about how to get going with getting off grid, even if you don't have a whole lot of money. Okay, because there's ways to do it, guys. There's ways to do it. Because if you are, working, if you have a job and you're making money, you can always transfer to someplace more rural. And I'm telling you, I don't care what color you are, get out of the cities. If you are a normal human being that has a normal thought process that doesn't feed into the BS that we've been given, get out of the city. Because when the true things go down, it's going to be bad. That's the last place you want to be. The chaos is going to be ridiculous, and a lot of good people are going to die unnecessarily. That's my opinion. I really, truly believe that. I think we're in for some very, very serious bad times. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Guys, I see we got 1,000 people in the chat, and we have 416 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. Again, also it helps with the algorithm, so the more thumbs up we get, the better off we're going to, in their database, how it goes. But again, also if you are not subscribed, please make sure you do subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well, okay? Candace Owens does not know nothing. She is like Democrats nothing. Hold on a second now. Wait a minute. I got to read that better. I think I read that wrong. Candace Owens do not know nothing. She is like the Democrats nothing. Okay, I don't know what you mean by that. She's actually a pretty smart woman, to be honest with you. Mr. Rose, $2,300 bi-weekly check included hazard pay and overtime. Taxed me about $800. It's ridiculous. Wow. Yeah, and that's it. And the taxes are just the middle class has been being squashed for years upon years upon years. There's really not a true middle class anymore. You have your rich, and then you have your poor. And the working poor is what most people are. So realistically, most people are working paycheck to paycheck. That's the reality, okay? So with this whole shutdown of everything, and people can't go out to work, I'm going to tell you what you're going to see happen as they begin to open things back up. Let's talk about this a second. A couple things are going to happen. First of all, your COVID cases are going to continue to jump because now people are out there interacting again. A lot of jobs that were there previously are no longer there, okay? So people don't have jobs to go back to. So now they got to go out there and try to find a job. That's going to happen. You are going to see all these, remember, you can delay your payments and you don't have to pay your rent and you don't have to do this and you don't have to do that. You're going to see a lot of evictions. You're going to see a lot of foreclosures because you're 3 months behind on your mortgage payment. How are you ever going to catch that up if you didn't have any money? How are you ever going to catch that up? And the $1,200 pittance that they gave everybody sure is not going to cover it. Pamela X, 200 people shot in Chicago Memorial Day weekend. Not a word about BLM. Right, exactly. And that's a great example. But every year, more people are dying up there in that area. I mean, it's like, what do they say? I can't remember what they said the numbers were. I read the numbers. It was astronomical, the number of people that were dying every year in Chicago. And most of it is black on black crime. So, okay, so people have told me I don't know what it's like to be black because I'm white. So, okay, so you're right, I don't. Okay, but I'm going to tell you what. I'm not going out there, and because somebody pissed me off, I'm not killing somebody because of it. Okay, why? If blacks care so much about each other, why are they killing each other in record numbers? That would be a great question that I would like answered. And that's not a racist thing. It's a factual, documented thing that is right there. It happens every day, places like Baltimore. And then you stay in these areas. People stay in these areas, and they're never getting ahead. They never leave. They're into that mentality, that victim mentality. And then, of course, whose fault is it all? Well, it's the white people's fault, of course, which is ridiculous. If you're doing something to yourself, that's nobody's fault but your own. Why is there so many more liquor stores in poor areas, poor neighborhoods? Okay. Why are there where the places where it's legalized marijuana? Why are there more of those available in poor neighborhoods? Because people want the escape. They don't want to deal with reality. So they get drunk, they get high, and they float off to whatever they want to float off to. And then bad things happen. It happens all the time. Oh, we got to do the egg count. Okay, somebody's doing. Jimmy's like on here with the eggs. All right, guys, let's do. I know I'm on a soapbox tonight. I'm sorry. I'm just fired up. I get really, really tired. I really get tired of the victim mentality. Really tired of it. And I don't care from what genre or what race is perpetuating it, because they all do. They all do. Okay, so what's everybody's guess on the egg count? As soon as I see it, I'm going to tell you what it is, and I have not seen the number yet. So change your numbers. Here we go. Okay, Hold on a second. Hold on. We got a winner. Joel Dahl said 9 eggs. We got 9 eggs today. I think because it was so hot, the chickens were like, I ain't doing it. So, so we ended up with 9 eggs today. So if you had the same number as Joe, then you are correct. But no, I'm sorry, guys, about getting on a soapbox. I just get really frustrated. I get really irritated because a lot of this is just nonsense. This is not how human beings should be treating human beings. Okay? Regardless of what color you are. You know, we're all Americans. We're Americans. Why can't we do that? I'm telling you what, two countries in the world that use race, okay? South Africa. So we all know the history of South Africa, right? Apartheid and everything else. South Africa uses race, in the United States uses race. So if you're black and you're from the UK, guess what? You're a Brit. That's it, you're a Brit. You're not black, you're a Brit, okay? Why do we continue to allow these morons to manipulate us, to get us to hate each other, to start this nonsense constantly? Why do we continue to allow that? I don't understand it. I really, truly don't. Because we should not. We should stand up as brothers and sisters around the world and say, enough. Brandywine, I asked my boss, when the dollar no longer has value, will he pay us with gold? That's awesome. I like that. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, the way things are going, we're in deep, deep trouble. Yeah, divide and conquer. That somebody just said that, divide and conquer. That's part of it. And food shortages, control the food, control the population, right? Remember who said that? Let's see who knows. I know who already said it, but I want to see if anybody's been paying attention because I said it in another stream. Who said control the food, control the people? I believe it was 1974 they said it. Let's see what we got. All right, nobody's saying it. So there we go. Vanessa Doe just said it. Kissinger. Henry Kissinger said it. And I believe it was 1972, 74 in that range. He said, control the food, control the people. So think about that. What are they doing now? You have crop losses all over, major flooding. They couldn't get the crops in the ground. It's ridiculous. And guess what? That's going to affect all of us. Guess what? Food shortages don't care what color you are. Okay? We got to stop. We got to stop. That's what I would hope. If you've listened to me for any length of time, you would realize that we are being played. We're being manipulated constantly. The 400 people that left my channel because they were calling me a racist and everything else, they fed into it. They bought into the game. So, bye, because I won't vilify all cops. I will never vilify all cops. Not all cops are bad. I've known many cops that were decent cops that try to do the right thing. And everybody wants to talk about the thin blue line. Well, they watch each other's backs and they look out for each other? Of course they do. That's what happens. Because nobody else is. There's so much corruption in every level of everything. What about our politicians? Do you think they're squeaky clean? Why do you think all of a sudden, let's think about this for a second. You have a politician, career politician's been there forever, very, very prestigious, high position, and all of a sudden he announces, yeah, I'm going to resign. I'm going to resign effective XYZ. Every time I see one of those things happen, I say to myself, what did they get on him? What dirt did they get on him that they gave him a choice? You resign or we bust you. That's what I think when I hear that. All those politicians, guys, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Remember that. Hey, Jerry, hold on a second. I want to see what he said here. What is going on is everyone says us and them. They are not saying we. It's we the people. You're right, Jerry. You're absolutely right. When we can stop with this color, that color, the other color, and we can say we're Americans. When we can say I'm an American. Because I'm telling you what, and I've talked about this before, guys, I'm a mutt. I have a whole bunch of different backgrounds in me from different countries over in Europe because my family, apparently slept with everybody. But we're the melting pot. The United States is the melting pot. Okay? You look at all the people, that have come here, that have assimilated, that married somebody from a different race than their own. We're all Americans. That's the bottom line. Is we are all Americans, and when we can start acting like that, that is when the government will truly fear us. They will absolutely truly fear us at that point, because we're the one. We can make a difference. I'm telling you what. Being organized, being ready. All right. Are you going to count on FEMA when the time comes if we have a major crisis in this country, or are you going to count on yourself? I'm going to count on myself. I'm going to count on the people in my group. I'm going to count on my family, because I know they're going to be there for me. Hey, don't panic. As long as we have Victory Gardens, they can't control us. You're right. And I just saw something too. Thank you for that comment, and thank you for the donation as well. I just saw talking about they're going to try to control what we can grow, how we can do gardens. It's all everything, every aspect. Slowly, it's more and more control. They're controlling us. They work for us. That's what they need to remember. If we went down and we stormed Washington as a group of people, think about they would crap their pants. Hey, Pamela X, I've never seen one day of white privilege. I was born in a one earner household. Hold on a second. Of a U.S. Marine with 9 kids in the 70s. I have seen a lot of white privilege, of this privilege. Yeah, right. White privilege. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you what. I never had white privilege either. I remember living in Buffalo, New York as a child. We were there for a while. And our front porch, because it was wintertime, this was the blizzard of 77, 70. We were there. We were in Buffalo when that blizzard happened. Our front porch was our refrigerator because we didn't have one. Our beds, the mattresses were on the floor. Our clothes were in boxes. We didn't have a dresser. We didn't have a TV. Okay. I can remember going out and getting the bottles, because back then it wasn't the 5-cent returnables. But if you had the RC Cola of the bigger bottles, we would ask people for those bottles and stuff, and they would give them to us. I can remember making like a $1.55 or a $1.60 and giving it to my mother. Yeah, I had a whole lot of white privilege. Okay. Nobody gave me squat growing up. I earned it. Okay. Because I can remember, so I want you to think about this. So I can remember being a little kid, and we weren't able to get this food, and we weren't able to get that, and we weren't able to have this, and we weren't able to have that. I can remember saying, when I get big enough and I can make my own money, I'm going to get whatever I want. So I love to go grocery shopping. I absolutely love to go grocery shopping. So when my daughter and I go, she'll go like this. Dad, can I have this? And I'll go, yep, put it in the cart. So I don't care, because we don't know how long we got. And if I can afford to do it, I'm going to get them what they want. I'm going to get what I want. That's why I love grocery shopping, because we went without a lot of stuff. We didn't have no freaking white privilege. That's a fallacy made up by racists. Think about that for a second. There's another one. And that idiot Jimmy Kimmel getting on TV talking about, my white privilege. I'm so sick of these freaking Hollywood types telling us what to think, telling us what to do. They haven't lived our lives. They live a life of privilege. They got everything handed to them. Beyonce, I want to hear about Beyonce's struggle. Oh my God, poor Beyonce. She must be so oppressed. Come on. They don't care about us. Those people don't care about us. Buy my record. That's what they care about. I'm going to make another movie and make $20 million making this movie. That's what they care about. They don't care about us. If you think politicians, people in Hollywood, those people, you think they care about us? What are they doing for us? Think about that. What are they doing to help us, the average American person? Okay. Why do you think? Okay. And I'm going to tell you what, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I've always said, if I get big enough, what I'm going to give back, because I think that's so important. I think it's so important. CCU nursing, walked 8 miles one way for my first CNA job. Yeah, exactly. You did what you had to do. And you know what? And it made you who you are today. I'm going to tell you what. I will never cry about my childhood. And thank you so much for that donation too, by the way. I don't want to forget saying that. Thank you. My childhood made me who I am today. I am a strong alpha male. That's who I am. Some people hate that. I speak the truth. I don't sugarcoat nothing. If you're so sensitive that you can't handle what I say, then I think you should probably go watch somebody else's channel that's going to show puppies, because that'll keep you in your mindset so you can feel comfortable. I'm going to be honest. We're in deep, deep trouble in this country. We're in deep, deep trouble. A lot of these businesses are not reopening. They're not reopening. Okay? We got a lot of problems coming down the road, folks. A lot of problems. COVID isn't over by a long shot. If you want to believe it's fake or real or whatever, another nurse that I worked with, okay, just posted on his Facebook page today. He's been actively working. He just tested positive for COVID. He's now doing, with no, asymptomatic, no signs or symptoms, tested positive. Now he's doing a 2-week isolation in his home. And so now he can't be around his kid. He can't be around his partner. It's terrible. It's terrible. This isn't going away. So you can wish it away and pretend that it's not real all you want, for all of you who think this is fake. I heard the pandemic and all this other nonsense. I don't think that it's fake. And I think it's a lot more deadly than they're letting on. Because they can't scare the masses, because the sheep can't handle it. Okay? Look what happened. Look what happened when this, I'm sweating, guys. I apologize. It's very warm. Look what happened when this whole thing broke out. People went crazy. Cat cam tonight. I don't know if Heather's going to pop in or not. We'll see. We'll see if she pops in or not. I don't know if she's going to. But, you know, we're in trouble. Okay? We're in big, big trouble. I'm going to mention my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse One community. I think it's a very, very important resource for you guys to take advantage of. Connect with people in your own countries. Connect with people in your own states. Network. Do that. Make acquaintances. Visit people. You don't have to go to their home. You can meet someplace, sit down, have a cup of coffee, chat, see if you're on the same page, and if you want to be able to network, to work together, make those connections now. Really, really, really important. You do have to register for the Prepper Nurse One community, but it is totally free. It does not cost anything, okay? Please take advantage of that. That's there. We put that together for you, okay? So please, please take advantage of that. Also, on my website, preppernurse1.com, if you click on store, it'll drop down. It'll say Legacy Foods. Click on that. We still have Legacy Foods available, okay? Things are getting shipped out. They're finally getting caught ahead. So I'm going to be honest. There are people right now that ordered in February that probably will not get their food until July. That's how far behind they were. But what they have in stock is in stock. So if you order the stuff that is in stock, it's getting shipped out much faster. So what's not available, I don't have on the website. So whatever's on the website, please take advantage of that too. If you know, for your food preps, freeze-dried food. And again, you don't have to buy the Legacy Food because I sell Legacy Food. I recommend it. It's the largest portion size of any of the other portions of any other the freeze-dried food sellers. GMO-free. It's a good product. There have been problems with, delayed in shipping and all that type of stuff. I get it. Trust me. It's frustrating to me too, because I want you guys to get your food sooner. But again, what's available on the website is there right now. If you put those orders in, you should get them pretty quickly. Okay. Ed, do you have air conditioning? I do have air conditioning. I generally don't use it. I started up my air conditioning one time just to see if it would work. But I just use fans. Fans are enough, generally. I'm sweating now because this light is on over here, and it's like a heat lamp. It's the same kind of light that I was using for the chickens, the baby chickens. It's a heat lamp. So that's why I'm hot. If I'm laying in front of my fan, I'm fine. So, and the fan is on too, by the way. But again, guys, just continue to get ready. Don't be distracted by all the nonsense that's going on. Just continue to prep, continue to get ready. A lot of craziness happening. Be safe. Let's watch out for each other. Let's care about each other. Oh, I know. I was talking earlier before. My plan, if I get to be a bigger YouTuber down the road, let's say I got 500,000 subscribers and I'm making all kinds of money, right? Wow, Prepper Nurse One is making all kinds of money. He's got 500,000 subscribers. At that point, when I'm making that all kinds of money, that's when I'm in a position to help. And that's what I'm going to do. That's been my plan right along. I've talked about it for years. If I get to that point, I want to help. And I want to give back to fellow preppers I want to be able to go to some place that's a small YouTube channel and they're just getting going and they need a hand. And I'll go there and I'll say, okay, what do you need to make your life better right now? And if it's get our water system in, help us set up solar, whatever it may be, I want to be in that position to do that for people, because I think it is so, so important to give back. If you're a big channel, you should be giving back. And I can't speak for the other big channels. I don't know what they're doing, and I'm not calling anybody out. So please don't say I'm calling anybody out, because I'm not. I just know what my plan is. I only need so much money, okay? And so if I get to that point where I'm making more than enough, I'm definitely going to help. That's absolutely been my goal right along, and I'll get there. It may take me a couple of years, maybe it might take 5 years. I don't know, but I will get to that point, and I'm going to tell you what, you'll see, because it'll all be documented. It'll all be on here, and that'll be cool. And that's what it's all about. Gigi, Ed, how long could you live off the food you have right now? Oh, that is a great question. Thank you for the question, and thank you for the donation. If I had to guess, it would depend on how many people were here, number one. So, yeah, that would absolutely depend on how many people were here. So let's say, okay, if it was me, Eddie, and Heather, let's just say it was me, Eddie, and Heather. 10 years, at least, if not more. Because at the same time, every year we'd still be putting in gardens. Every year we would still be harvesting apples and making applesauce. We would be harvesting fruit. We would be eating wild edibles. So just the food alone would just be part of it. That would be the supplement. The mainstay, I would have eggs every day because of the chickens, okay? If I wanted to have more chickens to have process some of them, I could do that too. But yeah, we could go a long time. We could go a very long time. But I've worked at that for years. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen all at once. It has been years. So Harvey Black 2 says, I'm good for 1 year. So here's the thought process. Let's think about this for a second. How much food do we want to have? How much is enough? What is the plans? The plan is not to sit back and just eat off your food storage, okay? That's number one. If that's your plan, that's a horrible idea. You're going to need to get into gardening. Gardening is going to be the key. Gardening is going to be the key to survival. And that's why I fully hope that people can get into greenhouses and bigger gardens, do a ton of canning and all that type of stuff, okay? But you have your food storage. You use that basically. If it's wintertime and you can't grow crops and you can't harvest wild edibles and there's no game to get, that's to sustain you until you can. That's what you want to make sure you have enough. So if you got 20 people, make sure you can feed that 20 people for 6 months. Don't panic. I bought aloe vera plants today to add to my preps. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all, you know. And again, work at it methodically. If you got 3 months of food supply, Terrence Parker Jr. said I'm good for 3 to 4 months. So you got 3 months food supply for, let's say, 5 people, okay? So now you work on getting to 4 months or to 5 months. Continue to add to those preps. Don't quit. When we quit getting our preps together is when the balloon goes up. That's the time when we go, okay, holy crap, it's here, you know? But let's see. You have some solid planners that. Thank you, Father of Jay. Yeah, hopefully they're not going anywhere. That's the plan. North Shore preparedness. It doesn't matter what color you are. All put plants in the ground. Exactly. Learn. That's what we need to do. You know, use Faraday paint on your battery shed. Yeah, do they even have that? I don't even know if they even have anything like that. But again, learn as much as you can while we have the time. Get as many books as you can for the knowledge. Do it as soon as you possibly can. These are important things that we need to think about, because I'm telling you right now, I feel that time is short. I'm trying to get as much done here as I possibly can before it's too late, realistically. And if it gets to that point and it's too late, well, I definitely have an advantage over most people, and I'm not going to lie. But again, we've been here this month, the 21st, we'll start our 6-year full-time at the homestead. So anybody that's watched this channel for any length of time knows this just didn't happen overnight. It just didn't all of a sudden magically everything is here. We have worked and struggled and sacrificed to get to where we're at. And it's anything worthwhile takes effort. That's absolutely what I believe. Anything that's worthwhile absolutely takes effort. And so if you do that, the internet may shut down sometime this year. Terrence Parker Jr. said that. It's a possibility. They put those kind of planters in front of federal buildings. Yes, I know they do, follower of Jay. Yeah. It's good to have all that block here, too, in case I need it for something else, perhaps down the road. You never know. But, no, it's just, you know what? Making goals, meeting accomplishments, it is a great feeling. It really, truly is. And, the weather's decent. I'm trying to get out there. I'm trying to get things done. And I'll tell you what, just so you guys know, too, for all the people that call me fat all the time, I'm already down 5 pounds. Literally within the last 4 days, I'm down 5 pounds. I've been busting my hump, which I'm glad, and that's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. It's good exercise. I've been really watching what I eat. I'm sorry, JJ, no green tea, water, okay? I'm trying to be smarter because I was in pretty bad shape. When I was walking around and having a hard time breathing, that sucks. And I'm not going to do that. You need to be ready on every level. Stronger your body is, the more you are, the sharper your mind. Okay, it's important. I think it's really, really important, and I think we all need to do that. Be in the best shape that you possibly can, and I'm going to tell you what: work at it methodically, just like anything else. If you are 50 pounds overweight, work at it methodically, and it'll take care of itself. Change your eating habits. Eat smaller portions. Get some exercise. Exercise is the key, to be honest with you. Diet is great, but if you exercise, that is the key. That is absolutely the key. So it's really, really important. I used to work out like a madman when I was younger, when I had all kinds of time, and I loved it. It was I'm going to tell you what. I've done most of the drugs out there, okay, being honest. The very best high that I ever got, was that endorphin rush after a workout. After walking out of the gym and just being pumped and being like, raw, that was the best high I've ever had in my life, and it was free. It was free. It just took sweat equity. And I'm going to tell you, I know that I've been sleeping great, and I've been, it's been awesome. I feel so much better. It's amazing already, and it's 5 pounds. Wait! You wait till I'm done. When I told you guys in the extreme video stream the other day, when I said 2 things are going to happen by the end of this summer: either I'm going to be in great shape or I'm going to be dead. That's exactly what it's going to be, and it's going to be that I'm in great shape. I ain't going anywhere. I'm going to get myself back into the shape that I want to be in, and I'm going to maintain it. And that's what's going to happen. And and I'm going to enjoy riding my Harley. And I did today. Oh my God, it was awesome. It was awesome. And I went in this, just my muscle shirt. Well, I had pants on, of course, and boots. But I just muscle shirt, and it's if you don't ride, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But it is the best rush. Having that wind in your face and the freedom, nothing like it. Nothing like it. Harvey Black II said, set goals, everyone. Absolutely. Absolutely. Set goals. I do every year. Last year we set goals, and I had more goals than that I could get done, but we reached some of those goals. And that's the other thing. Even if you don't make all your goals, okay? Let's say you set 3 goals for the year. This year, I want to do this, I want to do that, and I want to do this other thing. If you get 2 of those things done and they're out of the way, then that's a successful year, in my opinion. Hey, Asif, I'm buying a new pair of walking shoes tomorrow. You have inspired me. Awesome, man. That's awesome. Walking is a good exercise. It's a great exercise. The very best exercise you can do is swim. If you got access to a pool, especially you guys down in the South, if you got access to a pool, that is the best exercise that you could possibly ever do for your body, because it works so many of the muscle groups in your body. You look at those Olympic swimmers. I've never seen a fat one yet. Never seen a fat one yet. So CMI says reopening states will increase cases. Is it part of the agenda? Well, Florida's already having an increased number of cases. Give it a couple of weeks, and all these cities that had these riots. Okay, I'm not going to call them protests, because they haven't been protests. They've been riots. All these cities that have had these riots, and thousands upon thousands of people in the streets, you're going to see it. You're going to see an exponential increase, and it's going to be a lot of younger people. That's absolutely my prediction on that. So, but not good. It's not good. And food, guys. Get as much food as you possibly can put up. Whatever you can do. I highly, highly encourage you to do it now. Number 10 cans, any kind of freeze-dried food, whatever company you want to go with, I don't care. Just do it. Don't be a victim. How many times? I've said it so many times. Don't be a victim. I hate the victimhood mentality. I hate when people say to me, I don't really hate anything, but I strongly dislike, I guess that's probably a better word. I strongly dislike when people say, well, I can't do this because of this. So now you're making excuses for your victimhood, right? That's all that is. You're making excuses for your victim. I don't want to hear I can't from anybody, because anybody can to a certain degree. I don't care if you're on a fixed income, you can do something. And I've had subscribers on here that have said to me, I am on a fixed income, but I still prep. I still put away stuff every month. That's called determination. That's called I can't quit attitude. That's not a victim mentality. Let's lose the victim mentalities. When we can do that as a people, and when I say as a people, I mean as the human race people, when we can get away from that nonsense and stop watching, as my grandfather used to affectionately call it, the idiot box. Stop watching them and telling you how to think, what to do, how to dress, what to wear, how to look, and all that type of stuff. Be yourselves. I've never been a conformist, ever, okay? And I bucked the system a lot in my lifetime. And even doing what I'm doing now, I'm bucking the system once again, but I'm doing it in a way that's not harmful to anybody. I'm trying to help the environment. I'm trying to be more green. I'm trying to be more self-sufficient. What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. And you know what? If I can do it, anybody can do it. You really can. Anybody can do it. Guys, what we got? 927 in the chat. We have 618 thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, if you would do that, I would appreciate that. And thank you ahead of time. Again, I like to see good numbers with thumbs up, and it's great for the algorithms as well. So please do that to show support for the channel. Hey, Jane Delaney. My parents survived the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression. I'm a product of their hard work and perseverance. Hopefully the current events will only bring us closer for the better good. You know what? And that's awesome. I'm glad you said that. It's good to hear. My grandparents were a huge influence on my life. Very, very hardworking people, Depression-era people. They went through it. They knew what it was like, and they busted their butts, and they made something out of themselves. They didn't play victim. My grandmother worked hard, and my grandfather worked hard. They both worked. And when we were living with my grandparents, it was a wonderful home. It was a wonderful environment. It was stability that we didn't have, for a lot of our lives. And but again, my mom did the best she could. I don't blame my mom. I don't. She did the best she could with what she was working with. She really tried, and she never gave us up. Me and my sister were with her the entire time. She never said, "Oh, I can't deal with it. Mom, Dad, you take them." She never did that. And a lot of people do that. Okay, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is. If you know that you can't give them a good environment, and somebody else in your family could, that's not a bad thing to give them a chance. That's really not. That's not a bad thing. So, what do we got here? Home open to limited visits June 15th. Prepper Artie Franklin said, "Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're going to get a chance to see your mom, dude. That's awesome. That is awesome." Yeah, no cats in here tonight. It's warm out, so most of the cats are outside, and I haven't. Heather's doing what she's doing. She's probably on the phone with the boyfriend again. So those go on all night. So that's hey, you know what? She's 18. Let her do it. I don't care. Um, what do we got here? Well, anyway, guys, at this point, I'm going to do this like I normally do at this point. We are Legion. I say we are Legion because we are many. We're all over the world. We're all over this country. We are a huge family. We're a huge network of people all over the place, like-minded people. A lot of people with I don't quit attitude. That's what I like. We're a whole group of people that don't make excuses, that are going to move forward, and we're going to prosper no matter what. Okay, that's what this is. This is that group of people. We don't quit. We don't feel sorry for ourselves. Well, we do at times. Of course, everybody feels sorry for themselves at times, but we get over it. We're a huge family. Where's everybody from tonight? We got everybody already doing it. You guys are jumping the gun here. We got Boston, Mass, Minnesota, Port Huron, Michigan. Let's see. We got Washington. Let's see. Frederick, Maryland. Let's see. London, Maryland again. Butler, Kentucky. Brooklyn, Connecticut. Hamilton, New York. Let's see. Las Vegas, Nevada. Very nice. Love it out there. St. Louis, Ohio. Southern California. Arizona. Tucson, Arizona. Tilson, New York. Florida. Southern Indiana. New Jersey. We have Arkansas. East Texas. East Tennessee. Melbourne, Australia. Very nice. Minnesota. Gulfport, Mississippi. Very cool. Dayton, Ohio. We got Georgia. Montana. Let's see. Nebraska. Charleston, South Carolina. Queens, New York. Finger Lakes, New York. East Central Indiana. The UK. Northern Michigan. We got Melbourne, Australia again. Karen's there. Very nice. Central Arkansas. Very wet Florida. Okay. California, Texas, St. Louis, in Missouri. South Carolina, Northern Indiana. Afton, New York. Oregon. London in the UK. Northern Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Missouri. Kentucky. Austin, Texas. Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. Ohio. Jamestown, New York. Got London again in the UK. Alliance, Ohio. Connecticut. Oklahoma. Nowhere, Oklahoma. I love that. Connecticut. Woodstock, Virginia. Very cool. Raleigh, North Carolina. Very west, South Carolina. Nashville, Ohio. Akron, Ohio. Topish, Washington. Israel. Very cool. Alabama. North Queensland, Australia. Very nice. Maryland. Cape Cod. So, guys, we're all over this country. We're all over the world. We are a huge family. And if we start thinking with that mindset and working together, I'm telling you what, we'll scare the crap out of them all, because they don't want us to get organized. They don't want us to work together. They want us to be fragmented, be afraid, be scared, won't work with people, all those type of things. But if we work together, there would be no stopping any of us. There really wouldn't be. And that scares them probably more than anything else. They don't want us to be independent. They don't want us to be free as we possibly can be, within the scope of, still having to pay taxes and all that stuff. Guys, I'm going to ask one more time here for a thumbs up. We got 686 on the thumbs up. We got 730 people still in the chat. So if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, again, please do that to show support for the channel. Again, it helps with the algorithms, and I like to see a good number. So, that also helps as well. Also, guys, again, if you're not subscribed, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel as well. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications. I want to thank my moderators who continuously and tirelessly do a fantastic job, show after show. Thank you, guys. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And all the rest of you, just so you know, nobody is insignificant to me. You're all important, because, you're why I'm here. And you guys have no idea, and I've said it before, you have no idea how much you motivate me. You absolutely have no idea. And I love seeing things get done. And we're getting things done, which is really, really cool. It's been awesome. And it's because of you. It's because of all of you. So I thank you all. I do appreciate it, I really, truly do. So Again, guys, remember, we are all in this together. That is so important. Remember, and I know I say it at the end of all my videos, but it's true. We really, truly are one race, the human race. Okay, let's remember that. Let's stop looking at this nonsense. Let's stop feeding into what they want us to feed into. Put that crap away. Let it go. Let that hatred go, because you know what? That hatred is only hurting you. I had somebody come on my Facebook page, and they were trying to goad me, calling me, the white devil and all this type of stuff. And I basically said to them, I feel sorry for you, because that's what I do. When people act like that, you have to feel sorry for them, because they're to be pitied. They don't deserve anything else except your pity, because they're so narrow-minded and they're so full of hate, they can't see beyond that. And that's sad. It really, truly is. Okay? Also, remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. So it's really, really important to tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Also, remember STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do, the only person in this life that's going to stop you from reaching those goals is you. That's it. Nobody else. Okay? Stay positive. Stay away from that negativity, and you're going to be fine. Don't get caught up in this frenzy. Breathe deep, stay calm, and keep prepping. Okay? So anyway, guys, I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.